Alright, welcome to Revisionug.com once again. As usual, it is your teacher, Teacher Hakim. In this lesson, we are going to discuss the curved mirrors. In the previous lessons, we discussed the plane mirrors and we looked at their properties, characteristics, and so on. So, in this lesson, we are now going to take on what we call the curved mirrors. As the name curved suggests, curve. So, we get them from a curve or they are in a curvature. And this curve is obtained from a sphere. So this one is a sphere. Suppose we are having our sphere, then this sphere is cut into two equal halves. So you are going to get a curve and another curve. So if these curves are silvered, to be silvered, it means that one side is made silvery and another is painted. If we paint this one, it means that this inner part here, it is the silvered part here. So then if we paint this way, and the outside part is the one which is silvered. So that it depends on how we have silvered. If we silver inside, we can silver inside, or we can silver outside. Then that one will give us the two types of curved mirrors depending on the silvering that has been done. So as you are looking at this spoon, now at home we use spoons, but these spoons, they can also do what we call the curved mirrors do. So remember, they are mirrors and they are shiny. Automatically they observe or they obey the laws of reflection. Now when you look at this part, this is the inside part of the spoon, meaning that this part is silvered and behind there it is polished, it is painted. Now this one, this is the behind or the outside part of the spoon. Now it is silvered, then behind there it is now painted. Therefore, when you look at this one, it is forming what we call the concave, and this one is forming what we call the convex. Therefore, my dear learner, we have two types of curved mirrors. One, it is what we call the concave mirror, and another one is what we call the convexy mirror. Are we there? Alright, using the spoon. If you look at the front part of the spoon, that is the concave, meaning that the behind part it is painted, meaning that the in front or the inside part is done which is silvered. Then when you turn it, then the outside part is done which is silvered, and the in front part it is painted. Therefore, now after understanding that, now let us look at what we call a concave mirror. So a concave mirror, it is a curved mirror which is silvered, whose sphere is silvered from inside, which is silvered inside. So it is from a sphere and its sphere is silvered from inside. So if we try to draw, now here it is silvered, then behind it is painted. So where you are seeing these lines, it means that it is not shiny. Now where this way in front, where we don't have lines, that is the silvered mirror. So that is a concave mirror. Now let us see how does this concave mirror behave with light. Now when you look at this concave mirror, remember we have painted it. Behind is painted, so it is polished or silvered in front. We are going to draw a line, and this is what we call the principal axis. Now let us see when light is falling onto it. When light falls onto this mirror, what's going to happen? Light is going to be reflected back like this. And again, if another light ray falls here, then it's going to be reflected back like this. So if another one comes like this one, so it's going to be reflected. If another one also comes like this one, it's going to be reflected. So when you look at this concave mirror, it's going to end up having what we call a parallel beam. It's going to produce what we call a parallel beam of light. Now remember, we looked at beams and we say that a parallel beam of light enables us to see directly what is in front of us. Enables us to see directly what is in front of us. So a concave mirror, if light is incident on it, let me try here again. If light is incident on it, then it's going to be reflected back. If now this one comes here, it's now going to be reflected. So as it is reflected, it is now forming what we call a parallel beam of light. That is a concave mirror. Now let us look at now the characteristics of the images produced by a concave mirror. As you are seeing here, what are you seeing there? The image tries to be bigger. Yes, the image is larger, or the image is magnified. So if you look at that spoon in front, inside, then you will see yourself when you are very big. So the image is magnified. Number 2, the image is laterally inverted. Here the image is laterally inverted, as we saw in the plane mirrors. So the images are laterally inverted, so they are changed from sideways. Then the images can be real or can be virtual. So the images are either virtual or they are real, and sometimes the images are upside down, so the images are not upright, so the images are inverted themselves, as you are seeing here. So the images are inverted, so they are not upright. Now, after we have looked at these characteristics, let us see the uses of these concave mirrors. Where do we apply them? Oh, good of you. Number 1, what are you seeing? This woman is going to a dentist for a tooth checkup, but a dentist is using a mirror. Which kind of mirror this is? Oh, this one is a concave mirror. So the concave mirrors are used, those concave mirrors are used by the dentists. Yes, they are used by the dentists to do what? Are used by dentists to easily see the aching of the bad tooth. So they are used by dentists. So they are used by dentists because as light falls onto them, they are going to produce a power beam of light. Now as that beam is produced, then it will enable a dentist to see the tooth which is aching, and also because they produce a magnified image, a bigger image, a larger image, so it makes it easier for the dentist to identify the bad tooth. Number 2, they are used in searchlights. They are used in searchlights, electric torches, and also car headlamps, so as polished and silvery reflectors. Now if you look at this car torch, it has something like this. Now inside here it is silvered, so it is silvered inside. Now we are going to get a bulb. Now this bulb is going to produce light. I think as the bulb is producing light, what's going to happen? Light is going to be reflected, then it's going to produce light here, then it's going to be reflected. Light is going to be produced, then it ends up getting reflected. On getting reflected, it's producing a power beam of light, which will enable us to see what is, to send light in front, which will enable us to see what is directly in front of us as we are searching. Same applying to this. So as this bulb produces light on falling onto this one is going to be reflected. Light here reflected, light then here is going to be bounced back, then light here, then it's going to be reflected. On being reflected, produces a power beam of light, which will enable us to see what is directly in front of us. Therefore they are suitable for being used in car headlamps, simply because they produce a power beam of light that enables us to see directly what is in front of us. They are also used in telescopes. They are also used in telescopes. Where we are going to understand what a telescope is. So they are used in telescopes, used in car headlamps, torch reflectors, and also in telescopes, and can also be used by the dentists, also used by barbers. Barbers as the shaving mirrors, because they produce a magnified image. They produce a magnified image, my dear learner. Those are curved mirrors. We've said curved mirrors are the mirrors which have a sphere-like shape. They come from a sphere. Then there are two in type. We have the concave, which is silvered or polished inside, and we have the convex, which is polished from outside. And we say that the concave produces images that are magnified, images that are inverted, then the images that are laterally inverted, and the images they are either virtual or real. They are used in car headlamps, used in torch reflectors, used in telescopes, used by the dentists, simply because they produce magnified images and also produce a power beam of a light. They are also used in solar furnace or solar heaters, because they can concentrate heat at one point. Yes. Okay, so from that, now let us look at another type of a curved mirror, and this is none other than the convexy mirror. The convex mirror. So the convex mirror, this one is the behind side of the spoon, meaning that now we assume that the other in front part it is the one which is painted, and this one is the one which is made shiny or silvered. What I observing, the image is upright and the image is smaller, as you are seeing here. Therefore, if we try to define a convex mirror, it is a spherical mirror, or it is a curved mirror which is silvered, from behind, or which is made shiny from behind. Then I told you, do not allow these lines to confuse you. These lines, they show that we have painted this one dark, and where we don't have lines in front, it is the one where we have put a silver or a shiny surface. Now let us see when light falls onto them. Now when light falls onto them, then it is going to be reflected like this. Then this one comes here, it's going to be reflected. Then another light right here is going to be reflected. Another light right here going to be reflected, which means that these images are going to be formed from behind the mirror. So they are going to be formed behind the mirror. Now that's why these ones are not suitable for car headlamps, because they don't form a parallel beam of light. Instead, they form the converging. Actually, these mirrors, the convex mirror, for it is going to be called a diverging mirror. Yes, this one is going to be called the diverging, because as light comes, when it is reflected, it's now going to be pushed. It's going to be pushed. It's going to be pushed. So these ones are also called diverging mirrors. So this is what I mean. If a light ray comes onto this one, then it's going to be diverged. Then if another one comes onto this one, it's going to go there. If another one comes here, it's going to go there. If another one comes here, it's now going to be diverged. So they are diverging mirrors. So they don't behave like the concave mirrors. No, they don't behave like concave mirrors. Am I understood? So they are going to just diverge light. So with that one, that's why we don't use them in car headlamps and others by the dentists. So for them, let us see their characteristics. One, the image formed is diminished. So for them, they form diminished images. The images formed are diminished. Characteristic number two, the images formed are upright. Yes, so the images are upright, and the images are laterally inverted. They are laterally inverted. Then the images are virtual, meaning that they are formed behind a mirror, and also the images cannot be cast onto the screen. Now when you look at these characteristics, they are similar to the characteristics of the plane mirrors. But keep that one in mind where we are going. I'm going to bring it back. Now let us see, where do we use the convexy mirrors? 1. Convex mirrors are used as driving mirrors. Very good. Driving mirrors. Now a question will be posed whereby they will be asking you, why can't we use plane mirrors as driving mirrors? Because they have the same characteristics. The answer is very simple. These convex mirrors, they have a wide, or they provide a wide field of view. They provide a wide field of view. You can see something from a distance, all of it, like now, because it will receive light rays from all directions, because it has a curve like this, then diverges like that. But when you look at a plane mirror, it only gets less because it is flat. It gets a few light rays from an object, so then reflects it back. Are we getting that? So for it is flat, meaning that it has a small field of view. But now this one gets all, scans everything from a distance, all up to there. You get everything. That's what we call a wide field of view. Wide field of view. So they are suitable for being used as driving mirrors, simply because they provide a wide field of view. Good of you. Number 2, they are used in supermarkets to see what customers are doing. Those ones which we see as cameras, so they are used in supermarkets to see what customers are doing. And lastly, they are used as security mirrors. So they are used as security mirrors in buses and cars. We use them as security mirrors as in buses and in cars. So those are the convexy mirrors. We can also call them the diverging mirrors. My dear learner, have you understood that? Please, if you have not understood, try to contact us. That is revisionug.com on all our platforms. Thank you for choosing revisionug.com. The exercise is not attached onto the video. It is just below the video using the link provided there. We meet in the next lesson. I remain Hakim.